accounting feels overwhelming or unnecessarily complicated, you're in the right place. Welcome to the Accounting Stack, where we break down modern accounting tools, workflows, and strategies for growing businesses. I'm Amanda. I'm a financial writer with an accounting background, and today we're diving into Melio versus Relay. So these are both finance platforms that you may have heard of, especially if you've done any sort of research into updating your finance stack or anything like that. There are some similarities between them, but there are also a lot of differences, especially when it just comes to like the scope of each platform. Melio is really like a dedicated AP and AR solution. It's mostly known on the bill pay side though. And then the thing with Relay is that although it does have those AP and AR capabilities, it's mostly known as like a business banking platform. So the AP and AR side is more of like just a small subset of what it does. The banking is its main thing. So I am going to kind of show you the differences specifically for bill pay so that you can decide which tools you need. And like, for example, if you use Relay already for banking, you may want to take a look at this and see if Relay is going to be enough for your bill pay needs or if you may want to add on Melio as well. So I'm going to start by showing you Melio. So as I mentioned, Melio is like a dedicated AP and AR platform. One of its most famous capabilities, and they plug it right here on the homepage, is that you can pay any business bill any way you want. So it lets you use, for example, your credit card to pay vendors that don't directly accept credit card payments. So they can receive it as an ACH or check or whatever, whereas you can still get the benefits of using a credit card, such as credit card rewards or just like that cash flow flexibility that you gain. So that is really a major selling point of Melio. And that is not something that Relay has at the moment. So the pay by card feature is definitely a big part of what they do, but really they cover a lot of different things. Integrations, they have quite a few different integrations available. I mean, this is pretty important because you want to make sure that your bill pay tool can sync with your accounting software. So they integrate with desktop, because a lot only integrate with the online version, but this one also integrates with desktop. Xero, NetSuite now is an option, and then Amazon Business, so you can pay your invoices from there. And then they also have approval workflows that you can set up. You can customize them, set them up to be multi-level, assign different user roles and permissions, just to kind of make sure that you're really keeping tabs on what's being approved and making sure that things go according to plan. And you can set a threshold depending on the payment amount or the vendor, things like that, to enact those. So that is a really helpful feature with Melio. So the other thing with Melio is that they do allow for international payments. So you can pay with your card or via bank transfer to over 80 countries currently. And they do also support around 15 currencies in total. So this is a pretty useful tool, especially for international payments. I mean, Melio is mainly used more domestically, but it definitely has capabilities. And with supporting over 80 countries, that should pretty much have you covered for most needs, although there is a chance that some countries may not be supported that you do need to pay. The one good thing I want to point out is that they do have volume discounts on global payments. So if you make a lot of international payments, it says specifically over 100,000 internationally per quarter could qualify for preferred rates, faster settlements, and better support that way. So that is another benefit here. So I am going to show you pricing and then also transaction fees. So you do have to sign up for a plan to use Melio. They have a free plan that it is pretty limited. It's limited to one user. You only get 5 free ACH payments per month, but you do still get that ability to pay any bill by card and international payments. Then it goes up. What they describe here is the best value plan. It's $80 a month, but you do get unlimited users and unlimited free ACH with that. So that is a good thing there. And then you also get premium phone support, which is very helpful because these lower level plans, the Go and Core plans, do not have phone support. So that is something to keep in mind if that's important to you. As far as fees go per transaction, once you already hit because some of those plans up there, they have a set amount of free ACH included in the plan, except for the unlimited plan, which is unlimited free ACH. But For the lower level plans, once you hit your limit, it will cost you 50 cents per ACH transfer. And then for credit card payments, it's 2.9%. And then they do have other options like check, fast check, same day ACH is an option, same day wire. So they do have some expedited options as well. Same goes for international payments. They have USD, local currency, things like that. So that's kind of a look there at Melio. And so I will next show you how Relay works. So with Relay, as you can see, business banking is their main thing. They even mention right here on their homepage, business banking that keeps your money clear, organized, and ready for what's next. So that is their main thing. You may already have Relay for business banking. If you don't, they have checking and savings accounts, also a credit card that they offer. You can also get loans through them. So that is really the main thing with Relay is the banking side, though they do also have capabilities on this operational side. So accounts payable, accounts receivable, expense management, and then also payment requests. So I am going to talk a little bit about accounts payable. It is pretty similar in many ways to Melio, though there are some differences. The big distinction here is that Relay does not have the ability, it doesn't give you the ability to pay with your credit card. So as it mentions here, you can pay by ACH, wire, domestic, or international, or check. So card is not an option. So you don't have that capability you got with Melio, to pay a bill with a credit card even if the vendor didn't accept it. So that kind of workaround, you're not going to get that with Relay. So that is just something to note there. So if you're looking for that, Relay doesn't have it, though other platforms like Melio do. So as you can see here, they do support international payments through wire. Now, the thing is it does support, you can pay pretty much most countries with wire with Relay. They really just have a more selective list of countries that they don't support. So the chances are that they will support the country that you need to pay, but you do need to look into that in case there's issues with the country that you're trying to pay, like Russia or certain regions of China, Israel, those kind of countries, and others. Like I think Venezuela is another one that they don't support. So you just need to keep that in mind. So integration, they do have several integrations available. They're kind of different than what you get with Melio. So you get QuickBooks Online, not the desktop version. You do get Xero, Gusto for payroll, Plaid and Yodlee for like syncing with your bank accounts and different things like that. It is a little bit more limited because if you're talking like about straight accounting platforms, QuickBooks Online and Xero is all that you get. So you don't get the NetSuite integration, and then you don't get QuickBooks Desktop if you're using Relay. So that is another thing. If you really need a sync with the desktop version or with NetSuite, Relay is not going to do it for you. But they do have QuickBooks Online, and Xero is going to cover a lot of businesses there. So they also do have approval workflows, as I mentioned with Melio. Similar kind of thing. You can kind of assign user roles to your team members, give them permissions, and then you can use approval rules that are automated and that you can set up and customize so that things get approved as planned. And so that payments don't go out without going through like the proper parties and things like that. So they do have pretty much, as I said, like a lot of the same features as Melio, but there are some distinctions that, could honestly drive you in one direction versus the other. So I am going to show you pricing really quick. They do have a starter plan, and then they also have these other plans, Grow, which is $30 a month, and then Scale. The main price there is $120 a month, though right now it's discounted to $90 a month. But yeah, I mean, what you get, like, depending on which plan you have, you get different features, obviously. So you can do a lot of the basics with the starter plan, but the Grow plan, you are going to need that if you need multi-step approvals, batch payments, things like that. And then you also get, with the Scale plan, you get some more stuff like bill pay automation and then 10 free same-day ACH per month. One benefit here that I do want to mention. So with Melio, there's like a set number of ACH included in your plan, except for the unlimited plan, then you get unlimited free ACH. But with Relay, ACH transfers are free no matter which plan you're on. That is really a benefit there. Now, the price does differ for some of the other payment methods like same-day ACH. It's cheaper the higher plan tier that you have. Same for domestic wire transfer, international wire, just all that kind of stuff. So yeah, so some of the fees are going to be a little bit different here. So it's just something to pay attention to, especially if you make frequent ACH transfers or frequent wire transfers. You may want to look at that fine print between Melio and Relay and see what you need. So that's kind of a look at the bill pay side of Relay. So to kind of sum things up here, Melio is like a dedicated AP and AR tool, whereas Relay is really more of a business banking platform that also happens to offer AP and AR capabilities. Melio, I would recommend it if you really have specific needs on the AP side, especially. So if you already have Relay, like for banking, and you're wondering if their bill pay capabilities are going to be enough for you, it really depends on what you need. In some cases, it may have you covered. Like if it has the right integrations for you, great. And if you don't need like that pay by card feature, then that could work out for you. But it really does depend. So in certain situations, you may want to add Melio to use it in conjunction with Relay. So if you need a certain integration like QuickBooks Desktop or NetSuite, you will need Melio to access those. And the pay by card feature is really important. So the ability to pay any business bill with your credit card, even if the vendor doesn't accept it. Not a lot of platforms have that capability. I mean, there are a few others, but it is pretty helpful and does give you like some cash flow flexibility. Of course, there are fees to use that feature, which can potentially like cancel out like any credit rewards you would get. But you could still earn rewards potentially depending on the card's reward structure. And then you get that cash flow flexibility, as I said. So that is a really important feature. A lot of businesses are really wanting that now because there are a lot of vendors that won't directly accept card payments. So if that's important to you, you will need Melio. And like I said, integration, depending what you need, you may need Melio in addition to Relay. But it just depends on your needs and what you are looking for specifically. That's kind of what I wanted to talk about here, kind of the differences between Melio and Relay. So accounting doesn't have to be stressful. It just needs the right systems. Thanks for watching The Accounting Stack. See you in the next one.